6 o'clock GMT, you're listening to the Starr Breakfast News. Good morning. Coming up this morning, government to refund first-year students who have paid their tuition fees as it reveals plans to set aside some 350 million cedis for the implementation of the free tuition policy for first-year students.
The reset budget of the government, it will include some provision of some 345 million cedis to cater for admission fees for students undertaking courses in the normal subject areas, not professional areas like medicine. We know that some students have already paid their admission fees. It will be refunded to them. Honorable Leader.
Also coming up, Minister Designate for Roads and Highways reiterates government's commitment to reinstate road tolls across the country, hinting of a technological platform that ensures fairness and accountability.
Yes, the road toll is coming back, but not in the form of building obstructions on the road for drivers to stop and somebody taking money from them. It will be coming back based on a technological platform that make it fair and that make it easy to collect, easy to account for, and for the public to know what the money is actually being used for.
More from the Minister Designate, who has assured PWDs who lost their jobs as toll booth attendants in 2021 of employment soon. And later, residents of Ablekuma North expressed mixed reactions over undeclared parliamentary election results as minority threatens to withdraw cooperation in parliament unless irate NDC supporters are called to order. We've got details of all these stories coming up shortly, but first, let's remind you about affiliate stations across the country.
Starr News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, My Star Radio in the USA, also live on Facebook on Starr 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Starr 103.5 FM, Starr News. Informed, in-depth, in touch.
Many thanks to you for choosing Starr News. I am Nurein Abass. Now, parents, guardians who have already paid for tuition fees for their wards in public universities are expected to receive a refund soon. According to the Minister Designate for Education, plans are far advanced by the Mahama government to refund the tuition fees by setting aside some 350 million cedis for the implementation of the policy. The free tuition policy for first-year students was a flagship promise of the NDC's 2024 campaign designed to reduce financial barriers to higher education. Here are excerpts of the version of Haruna Idrisu.
On the authority of President Mahama, I'm sure his Minister of Finance, if this House approved, the Honorable Atuforson, will present the reset budget of the government. It will include some provision of some 345 million cedis to cater for admission fees for students undertaking courses in the normal subject areas, not professional areas like medicine. And for President Mahama, this is a model experiment. You will look at it. How do we fare as a country? If it is possible for expansion, then he will expand it. And he's not asked that if you are able, you should not. We know that some students have already paid their admission fees. It will be refunded to them. Honorable Leader.
You heard Minister Designate for Education Haruna Idrisu. Executive Director of the Institute for Education Studies IFES, Dr. Peter Anti, has been sharing his thoughts on the veteran of Haruna Idrisu as Minister Designate for Education. He spoke to Starr News.
The challenges that we face in the education sector is 90 to 99% funding. If we are able to raise the kind of funding that you need, most of the problems can be addressed. And it was refreshing to hear that he was going to champion the uncapping of the GET fund. And these are avenues where monies can be raised to ensure that we are providing the kind of quality education that one needs to provide for the citizenry. So the funding issue for the free senior high school, the conversations that we're going to have, the conferences that are going to happen, the consultations that are going to happen should all center around the funding of the free senior high school. And other pressing issues pertaining to other levels of others.
You had Executive Director of the Institute for Education Studies, Dr. Peter Anti. From education, let's move to roads and highways because the minister designate governs Kwame Agboja has described as illegal the cancellation of road tolls by the Kufuor-led government. According to him, the cancellation was done without proper legal process despite the toll system being backed by law. You will recall the road toll was cancelled by the former Minister of Roads and Highways, Kusamu Akwata, in 2021 during the introduction of the Electronic Transactions Levy. Speaking during his vetting by the Appointments Committee, V. Adakulu MP expressed his disbelief over the cancellation, explaining that the then minority had cautioned the government against eliminating the tolls without finding a way to improve and enhance the system.
The NPP government is leaving a minimum of 100 billion Ghana cedi commitment. What you should be worried about, though, is that in that same document, they are saying that certificates unpaid as of today from GOG amounts to about 20 billion Ghana cedis. The ones with road fund is about 15 billion Ghana cedi. What you should be more worried about, my brothers and sisters and colleagues listening to us from outside of this hall, is that if you take the indebtedness up to 2025, which is the road fund debt alone, out of the 15 billion, look at these details. In 2018, we were owing about 113 million Ghana cedi. The interest on the 113 million Ghana cedi this year will be 665 million Ghana cedi. The debt was 113. The interest on the 113 is 600. What will be the interest on that? Nobody knows. Yes, the road toll is coming back, but not in the form of building obstructions on the road for drivers to stop and somebody taking money from them. It will be coming back based on a technological platform that make it fair and that make it easy to collect, easy to account for, and for the public to know what the money is actually being used for. Together with the road minister, we shall come out with a policy as to how that will be done. That is my response.
The roads minister designate has also downplayed concerns persons with disabilities who were toll booth attendants will still lose their livelihood. He assured that they will be gainfully employed when the tolling system is reintroduced. You're still listening to the Starr Breakfast News. Now, the Appointments Committee of Parliament is expected to continue the vetting of ministerial nominees today. The committee, chaired by Akachi South MP and First Deputy Speaker Bernard Ahiafo, has already vetted 6 ministers of state so far. The committee will today vet Ahmed Ibrahim, Minister Designate for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Dr. Agnes Namo Molate, Minister Designate for Gender, Children and Social Protection, and Elizabeth Ofosu Ejare, Minister Designate for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Will bring you live proceedings from today's ministerial vetting. Now, President Mahama has made more appointments. In a statement released by acting spokesperson of to the President, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, says President John Dramani Mahama has made key appointments to the office of the President aimed at strengthening governance and enhancing operational efficiency. The new appointments reflect the President's commitment to effective leadership and responsive administration. The names are Mrs. Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, Presidential Advisor and Special Aide to the President. It has Stanislav Wase Dobe, Deputy Chief of Staff Operations, Nana Oye Bampo Ado, Deputy Chief of Staff Administration, Seth Emmanuel Tepe, Presidential Advisor on the Economy, Professor Francis Dodu, Presidential Advisor, National Anti-Corruption Program. Other names are Larry Bevlo Lati, Special Envoy to the Alliance of Sahelian States, Nyanaya Jantua, Presidential Staffer, Beatrice Anamfio, Presidential Staffer, Shamima Muslim, Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, and Professor Kweku Dansobwafo, Cabinet Secretary. President Mahama expresses confidence that these appointees will bring their expertise and dedication to their respective roles, contributing to the progress and development of the nation. Now, some artisans at the Art Center in Accra are excited about the nomination of Jifa Abla Gomashi as Minister of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. These artisans directly benefit from the visit of tourists who purchase their wares as souvenirs. Some of them have been telling my colleague Dinah Binyam why they believe the minister designate is cut for the job.
We are very, very happy, and we are giving her a very highly welcome, because before she's a deputy, and already here we have small problems, and now so far as she's the real boss in the office, we know most of things will go on fine, because she's with us already and she knows most of our problem.
We'll bring you the full clip in subsequent bulletins. Now, residents of Ablekuma North are expressing mixed reactions as they await their representation in Parliament several weeks after the general election. The parliamentary election results for the constituency remains undeclared, leaving the area without representative in Ghana's 9th Parliament. At a press briefing in Parliament on Monday, the minority threatened to withdraw their cooperation in the House unless irate NDC supporters are called to order. Yes, second deputy minority whip and member of Parliament for Weja Agbawi constituency, Jerry Ahmed Shuaib.
To President Mahama, we call on you to take immediate steps to call your party tax to order. You cannot pretend to be unaware of all this lawlessness and violence in this country. We also call on the Ghana Police Service, IGP Dampari. We call on you and the entire election security task force to...
We can now take a listen to Ablekuma North residents sharing their perspectives on the lack of representation.
After the swearing in of parliamentarians in the 9th Parliament, whilst residents are divided as to who represents them in the 9th Parliament, one thing is for sure: the EC must show leadership to resolve this impasse. Benjamin Saki with GH1 TV and Starr FM.
We bring you the full clip in subsequent bulletins. But away from that, woodworkers and traders at the Kwadaso Timber Market have been left deeply distressed following a fire outbreak which destroyed an estimated 200 shops, stalls and sheds. Firemen could only prevent the fire from spreading to nearby houses after hours of fighting the fire to no avail. This is the second time the area has been engulfed in flames, with property lost running into millions. Emmanuel Enyan has been to the scene hours after the blaze and filed this report.
Heaps of raw and processed wood, industrial machines, equipment, building materials, paint, oils, adhesives, and other woodwork consumables worth millions, completely charred. This is what is left of a large part of the vibrant Kwadaso wood market after it was engulfed by fire Sunday night. This is the second devastating fire after the January 4 inferno that ravaged parts of the same market. The affected occupants count their losses. I have 3 shops with plywood, nails, and all kinds of raw materials, she says. Everything is I have 2 shops, one for selling woods and the other with machines for making ceiling buttons.
That was a report by my colleague Emmanuel Enyan. And that brings us to the end of the breakfast news this morning. When you log on to starfm.com.gh, you'll find more news update there. I am Nurein Abass. Many thanks for accompanying. Next, we have the sports team with Sports Chat. Do have a pleasant day.